Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video. Today I want to give you a quick message about Mercury, which just went into retrograde. And on the intuitive level, let's say on the energetic level, we may all feel a bit different energy right now. And to me, it is truly beautiful energy because it encourages us to slow down a little bit so we can sense more. Right? We are rushing through our lives so often, and we are always lost in that mind space, constantly overthinking, constantly overanalyzing, constantly maybe complaining or judging, or you may find yourself lost in certain belief systems or certain concepts, and maybe you can't find a way out of your mind. So when the events like that happens, the astrological events like that, they encourages us to connect back with our feelings, and we can only do it if we slow down. So you may feel like events in your life right now may be encouraging you to take a pause in your life. And sometimes it may happen in unpredictable and unpleasant ways. Like sometimes it can appear like communication starts being disturbed, or some conflicts may appear. And all of those things are happening not because there's a force punishing you, or because the energy is not supporting your growth and evolution, but just the opposite. It is supporting your growth and evolution, and if we want to grow and evolve and expand, we need to look within to recognize where we are at this moment, what we need to let go of. How we're talking with ourselves, what's like our self-image, who we are becoming, what's that self-identity that we are carrying on for so long, and what is truly not allowing us to change, what is not allowing us to thrive or to be our authentic selves. So it's a beautiful moment right now to recognize truly how you're speaking or talking to yourself, how you're talking with people around you, what words you're using. Because once we become aware that the words we speak are the thoughts we constantly think, right? Firstly we think, then we speak. And if we become aware of the thoughts we think most of the time, we may feel defined by those thoughts, right? We may feel limited, we may feel small, we may feel like we are negative, or we may feel like we are bad people, or we may feel like bad things are happening to us, and so on. So those are all thoughts which are running in our minds. And for those of you who are following to my videos for some time now, we're always talking about wiring and rewiring our minds and shifting the way we think and the way we see our lives by consistently applying something new, consistently changing the way we choose to see our life. Because if we want to develop a new perspective or a new perception, it requires us to be consistent with the new knowledge. By practicing what we've learned, we will experience something new. And if we stay consistent with that process, we will develop completely new patterns which will rewire our minds, and that's where we change our minds. We let go of the old mind and we create the new one. And guess what we need to do to make it happen? We need to slow down, and we need to become aware of who we are at this moment, so we can recognize who we don't want to be anymore. Right? That's why an awareness of the self-talk is so important. And then becoming more kind to ourselves, to recognize, well, if we're just pulling ourselves down, we are not making any difference. Of course, there are things in our lives which we may not like anymore. Maybe a big problem for many people can be right now that we want to change, but we rather distract ourselves with all possible things moment by moment. Because change is unpleasant and it's unfamiliar. But, life, our daily life is made by our daily choices, tiny little choices we make every single moment. But most of these moments we choose to distract ourselves with media, with phones, social media, food, with conversations, with job, with different things we think we need to think about, and so on. It's all okay, my friends, but become aware of the choices you make on daily basis, because that's where you will find the reasons or the answers why you are the way you are right now. You may feel like you feel stuck, or you may feel depressed right now. And the first thing that is truly important is just an awareness. Well, don't just say you are depressed, but ask yourself what kind of decisions brought you to where you are right now. You may feel like you want to start working out, or you may feel like you want to start those longer walks in nature, or you may feel like you want to become more productive in your life, or you may feel like you want to start reading more books, or you may feel like you want to start that YouTube channel that you're procrastinating on for so long. And the reason that you feel bad is because you haven't started yet. And you haven't started yet because you think you feel unmotivated. You think you feel uninspired. I'm talking about that because I've been there. I've been there and I know how it feels like. I know how it feels like when we feel stuck or when we go through those dark moments where we just feel uninspired and unmotivated. We all have been there. And it's a process of evolution. We go through those moments so we find a way to overcome ourselves. And in order to overcome yourself, you need to be aware of yourself, right? You need to be a friend to yourself. Because if you ask yourself, how would you speak with your friend if your friend would go through moments like that? You would always find some great advices, right? You would say something kind or something inspiring, or something would just come out of your heart. But when you find yourself there, it's much harder to help yourself, right? That's why we have those astrological events where everything seems like time slows down a little bit. And when time slows down, it means that everything we've been suppressing before will come to the surface so we can deal with that. That's why during the retrogrades, often people experience that inner tension. Some stress may come out, some anxiety may come out, some fear may come out, some that inner drama may come out. And of course, if we are keeping up with our lives the same as before, it's hard to communicate with that inner drama present, right? That's why there's more conflicts at that time. As the vibrations are rising, it is a must to release that inner tension. So we need to find the ways to express our emotions. That's why art can be powerful. Sports often can be powerful. For example, you go into the gym or whatever works for you, you push the weights, and that's how you express that inner anger out of you. Honest conversations can help you to express your emotions. Don't hold it for yourself, my friends. If you don't have anybody, take a piece of paper and write down what you think about or how you feel. We need to find the ways to channel that inner tension, to channel that inner fears, inner anger, inner sadness It needs to go out. It is within us from our environment, from our parents, from our ancestors. We are holding it in. And our job truly is to find the ways to release it. So express it not in a way of complaining, but just let it out. If you have a friend which can help you with that, it's truly beautiful. Maybe you need to find somebody else, like a therapist or whoever can help you with that process. Be open for any opportunity which can help you to cleanse your emotional tension. So the Mercury retrograde right now, if we in tune with the energy that is present, is encouraging us to take care of how we talk with ourselves, especially when we find ourselves on those lower vibrations. Maybe when we feel tired a little bit or when we feel exhausted. What is our self-talk at that time? Because honestly, we could just say to ourselves, well, I need a rest. I need to chill a little bit. I need to be alone or whatever. But so often we just find all possible negative words we use towards ourselves, right? And often we're not even aware of it. We just start questioning why we feel so bad. So, my friends, take time for that and recognize your inner dialogue. You will see how much your mood will change when you will notice that most of those words you're using for yourself are not even yours. You've adopted them from society and you don't need to be defined by them. You're a work in progress. You are learning more about yourself day by day. So if in the past you've been hurt because of your self-talk and you're still carrying on those feelings and those words, well, just let go of it. Remind yourself to let go of it. Do not trust it anymore. And if you're wondering like how to let go of something, quietness and the process of being with yourself and finding ways to express what you experience in the quietness will help you to do that internal healing. For example, writing, as I mentioned before, and art is so amazing when it comes to that. Because in art, if you like to sing, if you like to dance, if you like to draw or paint, you may find out that it's really easy once you fall into that flow state. It's really easy to release the energy that is present within you, and suddenly you feel much better. Suddenly you feel lighter. But if you're not into that, you're maybe into sports, you go for a run and it works for you. Or you go into a gym and it works for you. I can say for myself, often I will use art for getting myself into the flow state. In the flow state, I will experience a pure joy. But when I feel stuck, I need to figure it out what I'm ignoring in my life. Like what aspect of my life I'm ignoring. Because often I may be consistent with meditation, I may be consistent with learning more about myself, like checking what's happening in my mind, what's my mindset right now, where are my beliefs, am I practicing what I'm preaching, and so on. But maybe I'm ignoring my physical body. I was always in the sports, and if I'm like ignoring my body, like if I'm not so consistent with working out, I will start to feel like there's something missing, like I'm getting out of balance. I need to take care of everything. So it's important to recognize what is out of alignment in our lives. That's why those kind of astrological events, as we're talking today about, are so important to remind us of the importance of all aspects of our lives. So take care about yourself, my friends, and recognize, who would you be if there would be no limitations present within you? Who would you become? What would you do? What kind of projects you would initiate? What would you create with your sacred energy, with your sacred body? What would be your relationships like, or how they would be? Just ask yourself how the greatest version of yourself looks like, and what you need to let go of in order to become it, because it already exists, but you can only experience it once you learn to let go of what is not serving you anymore, and you embody the knowledge of who you know and who you think you need to become. Once you embody the practice, you put things into work, you try new things, you try new methods, you do what you're afraid of, you teach yourself to overcome fears, because so often we feel blocked because we are afraid of something. And just as we become aware of what we are afraid of, we will find so many reasons why we shouldn't do it. But if we do it and we step over that fear, we do it. Doesn't matter how we feel about it. We do it because we know that that's the only way to overcome ourselves. We overcome that fear. We initiate it, and we try it, and we do it again, and we do it again, day by day. We recognize that the way to overcome fear is to do what we are afraid of on a consistent basis. That's how we train ourselves to become more resistible to fear. Fear will always stay there. It's important. Fear is protecting us. But if we become victims of our fear, then we will close ourselves into a tiny box, and that's where we feel stuck and depressed, and we feel like there's no way out of that state. So just a recognition of where you are and how you feel and how you think just at this moment will help you to recognize more of who you don't want to be anymore and what you need to do in order to experience the wanting changes. So my friends, take it easy, be easy on yourself, and pay close attention to the thoughts and words you are using on moment by moment basis. This is it for today. Have a beautiful day. I hope you've enjoyed today's painting. I'm sending you lots of love, blessings, and power. Till next time, one love.